Hi, my name is Sira Mirav and I'm a writer and an artist. My main goal in life for the moment is to write my book series and also my other book ideas. And I really enjoy drawing and painting. The more I draw, the bigger my ambitions and desire to draw grows. Different materials, different topics, different formats. Art almost never fully leaves my brain. It's always there, and I feel like every life experience that I have is filtered to relate to my current or future art projects. And sometimes it feels wrong. I started writing and drawing in childhood, but it was not a big part of my life back then. And I always performed decently at school. Not a genius level, but definitely enough to make adults around me proud. Some can even say that I was a gifted kid. I never hated studying, and after high school I continued in a non-art related field. It was a predictable path for me. I felt that I was doing everything right, that I'm going to study and then work a normal job in a good field. I still have some kind of sense of duty to apply all of myself to some important for the humanity cause, because how much in my life I heard that I have a lot of potential. But I don't even want to pursue a traditionally important career, at least not at the moment. It may still happen, but it's not what I dream about, it's not what I actually desire deep down, which feels wrong. Probably it all stems from a deep fear of disappointing everyone. Everyone who put so much time and energy in me, in my education. It all meant to culminate in a bright and socially acceptable future, but in the end all that I actually want in life is art. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a confident person. I know that a lot of my problems come from insecurities, anxiety and shame. What I am describing right now can totally seem like non-issue for a lot of people. But personally, I hate this stupid feeling that I am wrong to choose art over more traditional life goals. I am making this video to maybe reflect on those feelings a bit. Maybe it'll get better or it'll get a bit easier to deal with. So, what is concept of an important job for humanity at large and why do I care so much about it? I don't think that these ideas were put in me intentionally. I think it probably stems from the fact that life and situation in the world right now are really not ideal, which is frustrating. Social problems, ecological problems, all the political and economical stuff. There are so many problems in the world that it feels like there should be a place for me where I can do at least something to fix them. I feel like in some kind of alternate universe, I could have been someone who actively chooses a job to help someone, a life dedicated to improving all of the chaos that is the world right now. What's funny is that I don't think that a lot of people whose opinions I cannot get out of my head are as concerned about some of these problems as I am. I, for example, rarely hear from older people any concerns about ecology or any sympathy for marginalized communities. Which means that I probably mix two different things together. My personal desire to do something important for the world and my insecurity about what other people think about my life and my success. Then let's try to break it down one by one. What does it mean to me to do something important in the world? It means doing something that actually improves and resolves problems that my brain deems important. From my childhood, I have always had this idealized vision that we as a humanity can create something beautiful with cooperation if we were oriented on long-term goals. It feels like a lot of problems can be resolved if we actually do research on how to solve them in the most effective and most ethical way, and we'll just try to achieve our goals step by step. In this concept, doing a job that is a part of this huge system of improvement in some kind of important field only seems natural. The problem is that the world is not functioning like this right now. There is no unifying goal, not a single trajectory to solving problems. There are a lot of people who do really important jobs. These strong and empathetic souls are people who actually carry us as a humanity. There are also a lot of people who do their small parts and people who just work because they need money. And there are also a lot of people who deliberately do harmful things because of money, fame, or any other reason that they have. In this non-idealized version of the world, most of the time there is not a lot that one person can do on a single job to improve the world for better. But also there are a lot of things a single person can do that are not dependent on their place of work. One person cannot solve a social problem, but one person can definitely play their part in raising awareness, participating in the community, helping someone in need. And even just being a good person to others is one step to creating this better version of our society. I don't know if I say it to myself as an excuse or not, but I think that the most important thing that we can do for the world is to try to be happy and thriving. Happy people can create, they can do something, they have the resources to give back. Happy people make life more sustainable. They make the world that we want to live in. We cannot only have a goal to reduce suffering, we also should have a goal to increase enjoyment. We should strive to create a world that we want to live in, a world that is interesting, a world that is full of wonders. And that also includes art. Art is important to the world. It gives joy to people who create it, and it gives joy to people who consume it. Art helps us to communicate with each other, to share our feelings, to connect. Art helps us to develop, it inspires us. I don't know if the book that I am writing is gonna be important to the world or not, but I can already say that the books that other people wrote were important to me. Stories that inspired me were what I needed to get out of bed in the morning. They were what connected me with other people. They were what made me laugh or cry and feel strongly and sincerely. And spending time on creating art also doesn't mean that I cannot also do other things that I feel are important. I can still try to do something with the resources that I have. I just don't know how to convince myself that solving all the world's problems is not my own responsibility. It is important to have this goal in mind, but the road there is not so linear. A lot of other people are working towards this goal. Some people who I admire very much literally dedicate their whole lives to working in this kind of fields like medicine and social work, and some people contribute in other ways. The important thing is that we're all trying. People who care about others and about the future of our planet. And everybody contributes something, even if it's just a little bit. At least it is how I personally feel. And for the second problem, the one where I care too much about what other people think about my life and my choices, well, it's just anxiety and insecurity speaking. The answer to this kind of things always seems to be just don't focus too much on what other people think about you, even though it is hard to apply this rule in real life. Other people just don't know the whole context of my life and my decisions. Sometimes people give really good advice and suggestions, and sometimes they just kinda live in a different world, so they don't know what they're talking about. I think that art-related fields make it even harder because some people who are far away from art will always think that you're doing something stupid, childish and unimportant, and nothing will convince them otherwise. I'll just hope that it'll get easier for me with time. Maybe sometimes in the future I will be able to grow some confidence, to know where I'm going and what I'm doing, and will be able to find my people who will understand. For now, all I can do is to continue to try and to trust myself, because who will listen to me if I won't? If I feel the desire to create so strongly, then it is probably for a reason, then it is important. then I probably am doing something right with my life. And hey, I should probably say a few words about the drawing in the video. It is a watercolor portrait of my character Lynn from my book series Little Fairies. I have a project where I am trying to draw 4 portraits of all of my main characters with different flowers. This time it is Lynn with crocuses. And if while watching the speed paint you thought that I just kept messing up, just know that I felt the same. And I mean while drawing and then again while editing. Which is especially funny considering that it is a 4th attempt of this drawing. 3 previous sheets of paper were thrown away. But it is how traditional art works, especially watercolors. Sometimes you mess up and you need to fix it and to keep going, and sometimes you just start over. It is just a part of the journey. In the end, I am absolutely proud of the result. I think it turned out really great. Thank you all so much who watched this video all the way through the end. Sorry if it was a little bit too philosophical. I always wanted for my channel to also be a place for this kind of thoughts and topics. If you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe to my channel and follow me on my other social media. Links are down in the description. It was Fairies and I hope to see you all next time. Bye bye!